What is going on? Your Highness, what is this all about?
Very recent. Where have you didn't? Speak up. Answer men.
He is my king. I have done nothing wrong. I am innocent of all accusations.
I can see you are not ready to talk yet. Guards, seize him now.
Your Majesty, please, my king. Your Majesty.
In the lush and ancient village of Umunta, where the river banks were lined with palm trees and the air was filled with the sounds of birdsong. A land rich with tradition and guided by the wisdom of ancestors. King Aku ruled with his beautiful queen, Iruoma. Their reign was prosperous, filled with peace and plenty, and the people adored them. But hidden within the royal family was a treasure more valuable than gold, a diamond ring passed down through 5 generations. This was no ordinary ring. It held a mystical power, one that warned of impending danger, kept the king in tune with his ancestors, and protected the kingdom. The ring's secret was guarded fiercely, known only to the royal family. But even the most precious things can be stolen by hearts consumed with greed. And in Umunta, there was one such heart, Akika, the chief palace guard, a man driven by desire and ambition. He was strong, sharp-eyed, and trusted by the king. But beneath his loyal facade, Akika harbored a deep-seated envy. He often watched as the king wore the ring, wondering what secrets it held.
What is the secret of this ring? Why does the king guard it so closely?
Each night, Akika would be lost in thoughts. Convinced the ring has mystical powers, he would wonder how he could get his hands on the ring.
If only that ring could be mine. I will wield its power for my glory.
On an ordinary Eke market day, King Aku journeyed to the sacred river of Umunta for the annual ritual. A quiet time meant to honor the spirits. The air was still, thick with incense and mystery. As the king knelt to offer his prayers, his hand outstretched over the water, he felt a strange coolness on his hand, but thought nothing of it, unaware that the sacred ring had slipped from his finger and fallen into the mud below. Hidden behind a nearby tree, Akika watched the ritual unfold. Suddenly, his sharp eyes spotted a glimmer in the mud, the diamond ring, fallen from the king's hand. Heart pounding, he quickly bent down.
The diamond ring, at last. Now its power is mine.
He murmured and slipped the ring into his pocket, eyes darting to ensure no one was watching. When the ritual ended, the king looked down and gasped softly, panic rising within him.
My ring, where is it? It's missing.
The king's guards began a desperate search, but Akika stood calmly, feigning innocence, while secretly clutching the ring in his pockets. Back at the palace, the news of the missing ring spread like wildfire. Villagers gathered, their voices raised in shock and confusion. The marketplace, usually filled with laughter and trade, was now hushed with anxious whispers.
What will become of us if the ring is lost forever?
The elders wondered. The villagers, who had always trusted in the protection of the king's ring, felt a creeping sense of unease. Back at his chambers, the king kept pacing back and forth. Queen Iroma tried to calm him, but she too felt a deep worry, and with a trembling voice, the king told her,
Without the ring, we are unprotected. If the wrong person finds it, Umunta could be in great danger.
Cheer up, my love. We will find it. Meanwhile, you need to go out there and address the people.
The people were anxiously waiting for the king to address them. They had left everything to hear from him.
People of Izaga, it is no longer news that the sacred ring that guards our land is missing. The diamond ring is not just a treasure, it is our protection. Without it, our village stands vulnerable. However, do not be afraid. We will leave no stone unturned to recover it. And if found in the possession of anyone, that person will be brought to justice.
Determined to find the ring, King Aku called his most trusted advisors to the palace.
Search everywhere, every single house in this kingdom. No stone must be left unturned.
The entire room was filled with tension as they listened to the king's commands. The guards were sent out in groups to search the village. Akika, full of deception, approached the king, his face a mask of concern.
Your Majesty, let us begin the search with me. Let my loyalty speak for itself.
His voice was calm and steady. None suspected him, as he suggested expanding the search to every guard, maiden, elder, and council member. Akika led the guards to his home. He was full of confidence and composure, an act that can be easily bought. His house was searched thoroughly, and nothing was found. The kingdom endured 8 grueling market days, consumed by an all-encompassing search that left no corner of Umunta untouched. Every home, no matter how modest or grand, was searched with precision and urgency. Families stood by in nervous silence as royal guards inspected their possessions, upturning mats, lifting mattresses, and peering into clay pots for any sign of the lost treasure. The royal palace grounds became the epicenter of the investigation. Guards combed through every room with a fine-tooth comb, from the grand royal chambers to the shadowy storage halls where the palace treasures lay. The palace gardens were turned upside down as shrubs were parted and flower beds uprooted in a desperate bid to uncover the missing ring. No area was spared scrutiny. The riverside, where King Aku had last been seen with the mystical diamond ring, became a focal point of the search, their eyes scanning the riverbed for any glint of the ring's unmatched brilliance. And the surrounding forest was not spared either, as searchers moved through its green depths, calling out for clues and turning over fallen logs in their relentless pursuit. Whispers of doubt and unease began to ripple through the village, as the people questioned how such a powerful artifact, a symbol of their king's divine authority, could vanish without a trace.
This is becoming serious. It's been 7 market days now, and no sign of the ring.
Where could the ring be? Who has it? God help us all.
As the days turned into weeks, King Aku, in desperation, called upon the chief priest to seek the guidance of the gods. The chief priest performed ritual after ritual, offering sacrifices and chanting prayers.
Great spirits of our ancestors, reveal to us where the ring is hidden.
But each time, the answers remained elusive. The absence of the ring began to take its toll on the village. Crops that once flourished now withered under the scorching sun. The river, once teeming with fish, seemed to be drying up. Villagers whispered of curses and dark omens.
The gods are angry with us.
It is because the ring is lost.
Back at the palace, the king was worried and restless. Queen Iruoma approached her husband.
My king,
She said softly.
you must not do so. There is always a way.
But the king shook his head and replied,
Without the ring, I feel powerless. It was not just a symbol, Uroma. It was our protection.
Despite the kingdom's Herculean efforts, the ring's disappearance remained a perplexing mystery. When all hope seemed lost, a voice of salvation arrived from the neighboring village of Umuchukwu. A revered man of God, Chukwuka Dibia, known for his wisdom and devotion, had received a vision during prayer. Guided by the Spirit of God, he saw the king's ring, hidden deep within the earth behind a familiar home.
Your Majesty, the gods have spoken to me in a vision. I saw the diamond ring buried in the earth, hidden behind a house of one who pretends to be loyal.
The king's eyes widened.
Tell me who it is. Tell me who it is.
Gather together all your loyal and trusted staff and advisors. The Almighty will make him known to you, and the kingdom of Umunta will know there is a living God.
And so the king sent for all his noble and trusted men closest to him. Among them was Akika, looking innocent as usual. They had no clue why they were summoned by the king. Chukwuka Dibia, walking by, took a good look at them and pointed at Akika.
He is the one, Your Highness. He is guilty.
Immediately, King Aku ordered for Akika to be bound and brought forward.
What is going on? Your Highness, what is this all about?
Where is it? Where have you hidden it? Speak up. Answer me.
Who is my king? I have done nothing wrong. I am innocent of all accusations.
The air was thick with tension as the guards followed Chukwuka Dibia to Akika's compound. The villagers, sensing that something important was about to unfold, gathered around, whispering among themselves. Some were convinced of Akika's innocence, while others were beginning to suspect the once trusted chief guard. At Akika's compound, Chukwuka Dibia went to the little garden behind the house, and he prayed fervently. Guide me, O Spirit of the Most High God, he whispered, feeling a divine pull. He raised his hand, pointing to a precise spot.
Dig here.
Guards stepped forward, shovels in hand. The villagers, who had followed the group out of curiosity, held their breath. Moments later, they hit something solid. A guard lifted a small box from the soil, and upon opening it, the king's ring shimmered, untouched, yet radiant. Gasps filled the air as everyone turned to Akika, who stood frozen, his face drained of all color. He dropped to his knees and began to plead.
Forgive me, Your Majesty. I was blinded by greed. I thought I could wield its power.
The king's eyes held a mixture of disappointment and sorrow.
Akika, I trusted you as my closest guard, and you betrayed not just me, but the whole village of Umunta.
Moved with anger and the pain of betrayal, the king immediately declared Akika's punishments.
Akika, for your betrayal, you shall be stripped of your title and spend your days in service to this village. You will work the fields, rebuild what you've broken, and seek redemption through honest labor.
The village erupted in murmurs. Some felt it was too lenient, others nodded, understanding the king's desire for justice balanced with mercy. Akika bowed his head, accepting his fate, grateful for the chance to atone. From that day on, Akika labored tirelessly, planting crops and tending to villagers' needs. With each act of service, he began to find a sense of peace he had never known. He worked without complaint, his heart heavy but hopeful, learning the true meaning of loyalty and honor. As the sun set on Umunta, Chukwu Kadibia took leave of the king, saying,
Remember, Your Majesty, that forgiveness, like power, is a gift. Use it wisely.
Moral lessons. The story of the lost diamond ring became a cherished tale passed down through generations, reminding the people of Umunta of these powerful lessons. 1. Greed leads to destruction. Akika's desire for power led him to betray the very people he was meant to protect. 2. The power of faith and divine guidance. Chukwu Kadibia's faith was instrumental in solving the mystery, showing that when all human means fail, divine guidance prevails. 3. Trust and loyalty are sacred bonds. The trust between a leader and their follower must be honored, for betrayal harms not only individuals but the entire community. 4. Redemption through service. Even after grave mistakes, humility and service allow a person to rebuild their character and find inner peace. Final words. The people of Umunta would gather by the fires at night, listening to the tale of Akika, the king, and the mystical ring that brought them all closer to the truth. And as they listened, the story taught them to guard their hearts against greed, honor the bonds of loyalty, and believe in the redeeming power of forgiveness. In the end, it was not just a tale of betrayal. It was a tale of growth, resilience, and the enduring strength of community. Thank you for watching. If you would like to see more captivating stories like this, kindly subscribe to our channel. Join us in our next video.